नंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना जय यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय विहारी जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Prabhupada Srila हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 टुगेदर नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So we welcome you all for the morning program. And in this morning program we have the final offering, and that is Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, Chapter 7 and verse 44. 1.7.44. Sarahasyo dhanurvedah. Sarahasyo dhanurvedah. Savisargopasanyamah. Savisargopasanyamah. Astagramascha bhavata. शिक्षितो यद अनुग्रहात् सारहस्यो धनुर्वेदः सविसर्गोपसंयमः अस्तग्रामाश्च भवता शिक्षितो यद अनुग्रहात् सारहस्यो धनुर्वेदः सविसर्गोपसंयमः अस्त्रग्रामाश्च भवता शिक्षितो यद अनुग्रहात्। Yes, devotees. सारहस्यो धनुर्वेदः सविसर्गोपसंयमः
अस्तग्रामश्च भवता शिक्षितो यदनुग्रहात्
शिक्षितो यद अनुग्रहात्। सारहस्यो धनुर्वेदः सविसर्गोपसंयमः
अस्त्रग्रामाश्च
भवता
शिक्षितो यदनुग्रहात्
शिक्षितो यद अनुग्रहात्। Yes. Devotee online? Anyone would like to?
Hare Krishna? Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
सारहस्यो धनुर्वेदः सविसर्गोपसंयमः अस्त्रग्रामश्च भवता शिक्षितो यद अनुग्रहात्। Thank you, devotees. Word to word meaning. Sarahasya confidential. Dhanuh Vedah knowledge in the art of manipulating vows and arrows. Savisharga, releasing. Upasanyamaha, controlling. Astra, weapons. Gramaha, all kinds of. Cha, and. Bhavata, by yourself. Sikshitah, learned. Yat, by whose. Anugrahat, mercy of. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. It was by Dronacharya's mercy that you learned the military art of throwing arrows and the confidential art of controlling weapons. Purport. Dhanurved or military science was taught by Dronacharya with all its confidential secrets of throwing and controlling by Vedic hymns. Gross military science is dependent on material weapons, but finer than that is the art of throwing the arrows saturated with Vedic hymns, which act more effectively than gross material weapons like machine guns or atomic bombs. The control is by Vedic mantras or the transcendental science of sound. It is said in the Ramayana that Maharaj Dashratha, the father of Lord Sri Ram, used to control arrows by sound only. He could pierce his target with his arrows by only hearing the sound, without seeing the object. So this is a finer military science than that of the gross material military weapons used nowadays. Arjuna was taught all this, and therefore Draupadi wished that Arjuna feel obliged to Acharya Drona for all these benefits. And in the absence of Dronacharya, his son was his representative. That was the opinion of the good lady Draupadi. It may be argued, why Dronacharya, a rigid Brahmana, should be a teacher in military science? But the reply is that a Brahmana should become a teacher regardless of what his department of knowledge is. A learned Brahmana should become a teacher, a priest, and a recipient of charity. A bona fide Brahmana is authorized to accept such professions. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namaom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining this Srimad Bhagavatam class. So, first, I would like to seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas here, my peers, my seniors, everyone, so that whatever I speak, that's aligned as per the teachings of our acharyas. And also please bless me so that I can serve in a right spirit, considering this as a service. Hare Krishna. So before moving to the first part of the purport, we all know what is happening, what background is this. So if I ask you about something, then you let me know how does it go right. So suppose we are announced that there is Krishna Katha going to happen. Okay, Janmashtami is coming, and we have decided that now is the time for Krishna Katha, right? And as soon as that Krishna Katha is scheduled, you would be very eager to at least know the topic, at least for the very first session. What would be the topic? And the topic is son of Dronacharya punished. Son of Dronacharya punished. This is the chapter, and this is the setting, right? Vyasdev was told by Narad Muni, the main reason for dissatisfaction within your heart is what? You haven't spoken enough about Krishna. In all the Vedas you have spoken so much about Karma Kand, Gyan Kand, different even Upasana Kand. But what about Bhakti? And even if there is Bhakti, then what about Bhakti to the ultimate person, Sri Krishna Bhagavan? So then scene is like this. And here we comes that answer to the sages, Saunakadi Rishi, is being presented here, right? And how Krishna Katha starts. This is the entry point of Krishna, right? 7th chapter, Prabhuji. Krishna enters. In Bhagavad Gita also in 7th chapter, Krishna enters and explaining about himself. Here in 7th chapter, what is happening? Krishna's entry is there. But in which fashion? So how many of you would like to accept that this is how Krishna's Katha should be? So any one of you would like to raise their hands? Okay, this is okay. You agree. So I would like to hear the reasons. How is this okay? Yes, Kaushal Puja.
Prabhuji, I mean, what I understand is that see, the Krishna's name, fame, paraphernalia, pastimes are all equal to Krishna. I mean, there is no difference, right? So, any pastime which involves Lord Krishna is almost equal to Krishna's Leela also in Vrindavan. So it is not different. So all at the same plane. And here we are talking about devotees of Krishna. So it is again the
Yes, so this is right answer. That Naham tishtami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshu va tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanti madbhakta. So wherever there are glories sung of Krishna, and this of Krishna always includes all. Krishna, his devotees, the process of that devotion, everything. So these all things come under bhakti, and this all is actually Krishna Katha, right? Therefore initially we heard about whom? We heard about Vyasdev, we heard about Sukadev Goswami Maharaj, we heard about Saunakadi, Sut Goswami, everyone. Why? Because everything in relation to Krishna is actually Krishna Katha. And to this context, this scene is coming because question was about Parikshit Maharaj. So therefore this Krishna Katha is starting in that manner, respecting the request of sages. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that when you are hearing these things, do not compare it with Mahabharat, because there are so many details in Mahabharat, and most of the Mahabharat actually is focused around Krishna, but there are so many details and other things in Mahabharat. Few things we'll touch today to understand the personality, Dronacharya especially, but it should always be in relation with Krishna. Okay, so now here we see, and fortunately in last session also the same thing came, like Vedic hymns are so powerful, right? That in present day age we see that so many tiny countries, they are fighting for small piece of land, and sometimes they are fighting for resources, right? To occupy those resources. And what is happening? If there was USA, United States of America, it seems okay. If there is Russia, still seems okay. Big countries fighting for monopoly to control. But how do you see country like Pakistan? How do you see country like Uganda? How do you see country like Somalia? How do you see country like Lebanon? These are the countries where there are resources very less. Even people are fighting for food. But most of their economical investments are for what? Protection, warfare, right? And even after so much endeavor, what they have made? Some gross destructive weapons, which even they cannot control most of the times. That's what you see. They launch the rockets and that falls down in the ocean. They send some satellites, it never returns. That's what is the irony. They are trying so hard to control over material nature, but what kind of control? And in the contrast, we are seeing here that with the help of Vedic mantras, power of mantras, they were able to control subtlest material things. They were able to manipulate the minds of the person. If you see the very famous war of Mahabharat, before actually Mahabharat war happened, there was another Mahabharat, a kind of a teaser or trailer, right? Whenever a movie comes like Mahavatar Narasimha movie, devotee would have seen the teaser or trailers of Mahavatar Narasimha. That actually titillates us. That instills the faith, oh, something amazing is about to come. Same happened in the Mahabharat. Anyone would like to guess? Before actual Mahabharat war happened of 18 days, there was a glimpse of Mahabharat war. And result was the same. Any guess? Yes? Yes, the war in the kingdom of Virat. And what happened there? Arjuna used a particular weapon. First, when he reached there, so there was a dilemma. For whom? Duryodhan. He thought, oh, from distance it seems like this is Arjuna. I'm just bringing this incident in the short, how Uttara was there, Uttar Kumar. So now he was seated as a chariot, and the person, Brahanlala, eunuch, who was acting Arjuna in the role, and now he had become Arjuna because exact 12 years plus 1 year incognito had been completed. So there he came in the role. He went to the special tree from where he fetched those his weapons which he had kept hidden, and then he, as soon as he twanged the string of his bow, what happened? Fear. And fear happens to whom? Who are too much attached. And who was the most attached person in that gathering against Duryodhan? He was, pakad liya. I have found. Whom? Definitely that person is Arjuna. Because nobody could forget the twanging of bow of Arjuna. Special bow, right? Gandiva. It was not normal. It was celestial weapon. But challenge was, he reached out to Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Bhishma Dev. Everyone told what? Same thing. Your time is over. This is the exact time. Even if you recognize now, you cannot say anything. Because that time of incognito, 13th year is over. And there, both the things are related, therefore I'm just narrating. So what did he do first? As soon as he came in the war, can you understand the situation of Arjuna? Going to forest for nothing. Seeing the insult of his beloved wife for nothing, for those rascals. And gaining on the strength from heavenly planets and still waiting for this moment. When will I get chance? Right? And please consider these are Kshatriyas. This topic is also related. Kshatriyas, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Sudras. Last question of Prabhupada in the purport. So, having that raise inside, I would not say, because Arjuna is a devotee, so not revenge, but the rage was inside. But still in that scene, so much anger. What did he do first? He threw 3 arrows in the air. First one reached to Bhishma, second one to Dronacharya, and third one to Kripacharya. For what? Respecting and being grateful for the contribution he has received from them. Same here, Draupadi making sure that Arjuna, please don't kill him. Please release him. Don't keep him like animal. Please free him. Why? Because he is the son of same teacher from whom you have learned the art of what? Dhanurvidya, right? The art of archery. So you cannot ignore that. And this is called culture. Culture for what? Culture for respect and gratitude. This which we all need to inculcate. It was by Dronacharya's mercy that you learned the military art of throwing arrows. So this is what first lesson is for all of us. It is told that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that even if you learn anything from anyone, even a this much little thing, you should be very grateful. Because he in that way is your teacher. And you don't know in which situation you will be able to use that. Suppose somebody learned the art of swimming. Now what? If really situation comes and you are thrown into the ocean or river, then what? It would be a life-saving cause for this material body. Similarly, first time, remember when you heard Hare Krishna Mahamantra, somebody asked you to chant, raise your hands. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. For me, this mantra was when somebody told me, do you know, inside your womb you have prayed that please, my Lord, release me. This is bag of stool and urine. Please release me. Show me some light. And by mercy, Krishna shows some light and you put efforts. And that's how child comes. And what happened then? Then you forgot you were covered by Maya. But are you grateful for that? So this Mahamantra was told with this incident. And I immediately asked to my mother, Ma, is this true? Does this really happen? So then she told, yes, this is how it happens. So in that way we see that any contribution, suppose somebody got preached in college, he could have been in contact with any devotee or any boy, his senior, his professor, or anyone who was distributing books or who was giving device course which we had joined just for a certificate, so that we have something to show, right? So it could be anything, but that's how that first incident we got preached, and now we are here, sitting here somewhere, realizing our real identity. I am servant of Krishna. So in that way we can be grateful for everyone contributing, especially contributing to those with whom you are living. Yesterday I was talking in one book reading that how difficult it is to appreciate the one with whom you are living, from the waking up at 4 and then you are seeing him taking bath, you are sitting there chanting with them, then you are seeing that he is sleeping, but you do not recognize you also sleep. Then you are seeing them doing worship and you find, oh, so many faults. He did not do this. He did not ring bell properly. Oh, he doesn't know how to blow the conch shell. Oh, how difficult for him it is. No, he is not murmuring the prayers. He should be. He is just doing this ritual. What is this? We judge so many things because we are living together. Up to the taking rest, how much he snores. Doesn't he know? He should be sleeping somewhere else. So from all those activities, incidents, if we see that we take it so casually. Why? Because we do not have this one thing. And that is how insignificant we are and how merciful the devotees are. That by their mere appearance, by their just being with us, we are able to do all those things. I still cannot fathom that I would be able to chant my 16 rounds sitting here if there are no devotees. At max for 1 or 2 days. After that, I'll be wandering here and there. That's my situation. You might consider for yourself that how it would be that if you are expected to practice bhakti being alone. So are we grateful for those with whom we are living? Right? Especially for devotees staying in the center. There could be many challenges. Everyone is not perfect. But are we really appreciating? Are we really feeling that we need them? If not, then please do that. Start writing. Write for yourself. Each devotee, the one even if he always sleeps in the chanting, he is also inspiring you to at least sit and chant. Because he is not going away, he is struggling there, right? Although somebody is struggling in deity worship, but he is showing you this is the way. Although imperfect, but you should be doing this. One day you will become perfect. We are sadhakas, we are not sadhus. We are sadhakas. So sadhu, savdhan, right? So if you want to be a sadhu, saint, please be alert. With whom we are living, it's very easy, right? So Maharaj always tells that it's very easy to have some material allergy. Material allergy means familiarity breeds contempt. And that's what happens. But if you really take association, then what happens? Maharaj says that familiarity breeds contempt for what? Materialistic approach towards the activities of bhakti. Materialistic approach towards the association of a person. Because now you see, I am also doing same thing, so it's okay. But if you are in spiritual consciousness, if you actually are in good consciousness, in a spiritual understanding, then you will be able to appreciate. And that way, familiarity will breed what? Advancement for you in Krishna consciousness. Because you will be able to appreciate each and every act of other devotees. So both things are possible for us. It all depends on our outlook, right? Here you see, in the case of Draupadi, Prabhupada is praising her. In last purport, Prabhupada also, gave another lesson, like Prabhuji shared that day in his guest Saurabh Krishna Prabhu's class. They're both the sides Prabhupada showed. Same for the Arjuna in the very first chapter, there was also dilemma, right? Now what to do? So one side Prabhupada told initially, oh, this is weakness of heart. He is materially attached to his relatives, his position. Therefore he is not ready to fight. And later on again seeing his compassion. What does Prabhupada say? This is genuine compassion of a heart of a Vaishnava. Because Arjuna is a pure devotee. Therefore, same Prabhupada says here. In last purport, Prabhupada, especially 42 I think, 42 he told. Why is it so? Vamasvabha, why that natural inclination was there in Draupadi? Because she was what? Woman. So woman, what does it mean? So Prabhupada says that naturally they are very, what? Emotional. If they see anything, then instead of putting too much logic or intelligence, their emotions pour out. And that emotions, what happens? Are coming in the Draupadi. Although she saw that decision has been already done. He has been bound up in the presence of Krishna, the original Guru, and her second Guru, her husband, Arjuna, like an animal. But still, it would be like, Prabhuji came here and say something, this is for the day. And then I come and say, no, this is not like this is not like this. Or I will say, you went somewhere and so Guru did some pranam to someone. And you then went in front of Guru and you did sastang pranam. So this is like teaching to your Guru. So in that way she was being, over smart in one way. It seemed like. But here, what happened in the next scene? When it came out finally, she spoke. What she spoke? She spoke that, don't forget, he is the same person whose father has taught you everything. Because of that you have actually won that war of Mahabharata, because you learned from him. So in that way Prabhupada glorified and also further glorified the actual cause. This is happening because she is pure devotee of Krishna. So there is natural inclination in the heart of a Vaishnava that foremost quality of Vaishnava is what? Compassion, especially in forgiving others. Those who have done actual harm to you, they forgive them. That is the highest qualification of a Vaishnava, which is very, very, very difficult. Very difficult. Opposite is the extreme in the hearts of a demon. You see, if you would have seen Mahavatar Narasimha movie, as soon as that Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev, although he did nonsense, Hiranyaksha did nonsense, stole away the earth, right? Mother Earth she kept in the captivity or kidnapped her. So not seeing that fault, that Varahadev came and just released her, and then in fight he was killed, his brother. What he took it as a revenge. That's demon. Zero forgiving, no tolerance. And in the case of Vaishnava, this is the extreme example here in Bhagavatam again. 5 sons killed, not 1, 2, 3, 4. All 5 sons killed of Draupadi. And still she is compassionate, right? She is finding the reason why not to kill. And very easily she could find why not to kill. That is heart of a Vaishnava. When we are challenged, we have hundreds of reasons how to take justice in my way, right? And there is a Vaishnava. Although there would be 100 reasons why our what we call Dronaputra, right, Aswathama should be killed, but still she found reasons why not to kill. That is the heart of a Vaishnava. That's mood we should aspire for, especially living in the association of devotees, because every day some faults, some aparadhs happen, and it's very tormenting if we are not repenting for that. It's going to cause a havoc if we are not ready to accept that I was at fault. And that's what a journey starts for a Vaishnava, looking inside, not looking outside, which is very difficult, especially when we are serving. At that moment it is very, very challenging, because our eyes, our intelligence, everything sees in one way only, black and white. There is grey also in between, which we cannot appreciate. And that's how life is. So this was the first lesson, which is for us, that mercy, right? Remember the good anyone has done to you, right? And then be grateful for that, even a small thing. Now coming to the second lesson, right? Second lesson comes in the last part of this paragraph. So last part of the paragraph is where Prabhupada is asking question. It may be argued why Dronacharya, a rigid Brahmana, should be a teacher in military science. So now my question to you. Prabhupada has answered here, right? What is the answer? A learned Brahmana should become a teacher, a priest, and a recipient of charity. A bona fide Brahmana is authorized to accept such professions. So now I would like to have some churning, because then you'll be able to understand both the sides. 2 lessons are here for all of us related to our identity. Okay, so let me see. So my question to all of you is, how would you justify this? How would you justify that one side Draupadi is saying that Brahmana son Aswathama should not be punished, and Prabhupada is also justifying. And if you see in contrast, what to speak of a Brahmana, he was not a mere Kshatriya also. A Kshatriya never kills a sleeping person. There is always fair treatment to the enemy at the opposite end, right? So I am asking about Aswathama, but you see even of Dronacharya, how did he fought on the 11th, 12th, 13th day? Especially the 13th day. He was a Brahmana. Prabhupada is saying him a Brahmana, and he is not acting even like a Kshatriya. He killed Abhimanyu, trapped him. Who did all this planning? Chakravyuh, right? Dronacharya. So my question to you is, have you ever thought, how is it? So what would you say? Now how would you justify these 2 contrasts? Anyone would like to attempt for the answer online? I hope you got the question. No, not exactly. Okay, I gave you the situations that Prabhupada is saying that Dronacharya was a Brahmana. But did he act like a Brahman? He was fighting in the war. What kind of Brahmana? First question. Second question, he was not even a Kshatriya. Right? He did not fight fairly in the battlefield. So what would you say for such condition? How would you justify that? Anyone who would like to attempt? Online, here, devotees? Yes, Adarashmani Prabhu, please wait for mic so everyone hears online also.
The answer which is coming to my mind is when a person under the modes of material nature, so see the situation of the war is so aggressive that person may get carried away.
But
Sometimes.
this is generally like demonic tendency. Who takes the side of all the tricks, mysticism in war? Demons. Why? Because they are not sure of their win. Like Meghnad, Ravana. What did they do in war against Ramchandra? They used all the things which were possible, and it was not expected. Lord Ramchandra already knew it's not possible for them. But he was always fair. He never killed someone running away. He never used his arrow on the back of any enemy, isn't it?
The Lord is Lord.
And what about his devotees? Same with Hanuman and everyone. He never killed. He was so powerful he could uproot the whole Lanka and drown in the ocean. Why to kill one single piece of demon and everything? But he never did like that. He always challenged fight. Yes, Prabhuji. Kaushal Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, what I can think of is the position of Dronacharya. See, he was first thing, he was too much attached to his son. So for making him the king and thinking about his future, he was indebted in one sense to Duryodhan. That was okay one because of all the favors.
Making whom the king?
His son Ashwatthama.
No, that was not in his mind directly. Why? How can you understand that he wanted to give the whole science of archery to Ashwatthama, but he knew he is not capable of. Therefore, whatever he taught, that was in between when Arjuna was sent to fill the water.
Correct.
There is a story for that also in Mahabharata. And he tried, but he could not, and he knew it's not going to happen. So he was actually fighting for his birds. Because he was getting served from Duryodhan, that was the reason he accepted to fight for them. That was the reason. So, yes, anyone online would like to attempt? They can raise their hands. Otherwise, I'll go ahead. Okay. So, why not a Brahmana? So, first thing we need to understand what Prabhupada is quoting here. Answer is always hidden, right? Tarko pratishtha srutayo vibhinna. You've heard this verse? Tarko pratishtha srutayo vibhinna. Nasavarishir yashya mato hi bhinnam. What happens? Tarko pratishtha srutayo vibhinna. Whenever you give arguments or reasoning, it's unconclusive. You cannot find conclusion through logic. Srutiyo Vibhinna, if you follow or if you try to quote the Shrutis like in courts, still there are chances of injustice. Why? Because so many Shrutis, you will quote from one end up to another end, there is no limit. And finally, another term is used. If you want to go to a Muni, you think he is very learned, scholarly, scientist. Nasa varisir yasya matohi bhinnam. Even among Munis, their matas are different. You have seen 6 systems of philosophy, right? There are theistic also, atheistic also. Prabhupada quotes that. So now what is the solution? Next 2 lines you all would not be knowing, but this is the same verse. Dharmasya tattvam nihito guhayam mahajano yena gatha sapantha. So how do you find the solution? How do you? Following the Mahajans. Because even the conclusive tattva, element of dharma is hidden. It's not possible for us. So many verses after verses. Srimad Bhagavatam also, this is from Mahabharata. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma, after being deluded, he is saying, what? Prasad leshanugrahit evahi. For what? Athapi de deva padambujadvaya prasad leshanugrahita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya eko pichiram vichinvam. Sometimes purport or translation of a verse is taken from last, sometime first. So in this way, last nachanya ekopi chiran vichinvan, that you cannot find the ultimate understanding about Krishna. Na cha anya ek api vichinvan. By thinking, you can never understand. By your own intelligence, you can never understand what? Athapi te deva padam bujadvaya janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno. So what? You can never understand Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is saying, because he got deluded, na? So he's saying you cannot understand. What is the process? Athapi te deva padam bujadvaya. When that Supreme Lord himself gives causeless mercy to you, prasad leshanu, prasad lesh, by a trace of little mercy from him, you can understand. And so that's what, when Krishna wants, and that mercy comes how? Prabhupada says again and again. Mercy of Krishna, how do you know you are receiving the mercy of Krishna? Who gives you mercy? Devotee, especially your spiritual master. He is representative of personality of Godhead. You cannot understand Krishna. Brahmaji is saying, the Acharya of Brahma Madhva Gaudi Sampradaya, he is saying, you cannot receive it. Right? So again coming to the same question. So how do we understand this? Even for Prabhupada, all Prabhupada disciples, if you hear them, now it is even accepted, and GVC always document, it is quoted that by Prabhupada contribution is special because of his purports. Because even if you read documentaries, even if you read any shastras, there would be quotation of shlokas from different fields, and almost translation would be same, unless some very big scholar who is totally in his own, who has already accepted himself God. So many right now are there, I will not quote. Those who are running their my own Gita, different Gitas, their own Gitas. So everyone what? They accept, right? They accept that it's not possible. If Prabhupada would not have given purports, which is the actual finest contribution for us, actual mercy of Prabhupada for us, his purports. Without his purports, if we were not reading this purport, how much would I share anything about military art of throwing arrows, confidential art of controlling weapons? Nothing. So lessons we have to take is from Srila Prabhupada purports. That is his mercy. So again, for this, if we want to understand, we have to go to the purport, and purport itself tells a Brahmana should become a teacher regardless of what his department of knowledge is. Now answer is Sukracharya. Who is he? A Brahmana. But he is considered, he is again and again told Brahmana in Shastras. Why? He is doing his duty, and duties are of two types, Bhagavad Gita. One which is materially you have to do, because you have to stay in this world. So Brahmana foremost duty, even if he is teaching about material subject matters, worldly subject matters, not of out of the world, not Paravidya. If he is teaching about Aparavidya, worldly things, he had to do this duty. So in that way, Dronacharya was right, because he accepted what? Teaching. It could be teaching of Dhanurved, it could be teaching of Ayurved, but he was doing his duty. So that's what, there is a verse, I would like to request devotee, our Apur Govind Prabhu, can you go to 3.35, very important for us in this regard to understand this in right context. 3.35 Bhagavad Gita. I am also opening. Yes. So, Shreyan Swadharmo. Anyone would like to read that quickly? They can take mic and read.
It is Russian.
What happened?
The page which I opened is in Russian language.
Svadharmo Viguna.
Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
श्रियान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वानुष्ठितात्
Swadharme nidhanam shreya paradharmo bhayavah. Okay. So read translation in purport. In
Tran-
purport is the answer.
ओके सो इधर भी
It is better to fulfill one's own duty, even if imperfectly, than to fulfill another's perfectly. It is better to fail in fulfilling one's duty than to fulfill another's. For following another's path is very perilous.
Just so you got the answer. That's what they were doing. Dronacharya, although had occupation of what? Brahmana, but since he had inclination for Kshatriya, he got caught. He fought in the war. That was not his original duty. He tried and could not decide. What happened on the day 12th, 13th? He was releasing arrows like, you know what? On common public, you are giving atomic bombs. Like if you want to kill an ant, you are using machine gun. So that's what he was doing. He was using special weapons, divine weapons on normal soldiers. Gone, intelligence gone, you know. And he could not decide. On the other side, acting as a Brahmana, he was such a level of discrimination. He taught Arjuna everything, but not to his own son. He was ready to teach everyone, Karna, but when he knew his character and understanding, he never taught him divine weapons. Divyastri never gave. For that, actually, Karna went to whom? Parshuram. People quote still wrongly. Oh, Dronacharya said no to Shudputra. No, that's not right. In the same Gurukul he was taught. For Eklavya, since he had no culture coming from Shudra or demonic class, he directly told no. And he found his learning indirectly by seeing lessons from distance. He used to come see and then come and practice in the forest. He took out the thumb. Still people quote him wrongly, but that was actual his character, Brahmana quality. He was still impartial. Why? Because the same person Eklavya fought in Mahabharata against whom? Krishna, in the army of Jarasandh. Coming from that race, that culture, he could not decide. Such persons, if given special things, they will not be able to use that properly. Right? And that was the curse also to the Karna. And that's what drawn him in the battle finally. Right? So this is what happens. Now, Prabhu, please purport few lines initial. You can read, I'll ask you to stop.
One should therefore discharge his prescribed duties in full Krishna consciousness rather than those prescribed for others. Materially, prescribed duties
This
are
is important, yeah.
Materially, prescribed duties are duties enjoined according to one's psychophysical nature, condition, under the spell of the modes of the material nature.
Yes, so this is for in general. In general, people as per their inclination, psychophysical nature, in the modes they are always in or they have cultivated, they will be happy in working a particular kind of occupation. And now for devotees, those who are practicing,
Spiritual duties are as ordered by the spiritual master for the transcendental service of Krishna. But whether material or spiritual, one should stick to his prescribed duties even up to death.
yes, so
Rather
this is the answer. Up to the death. Otherwise, you will be unhappy. Maximum people, those who are unhappy in IT is because this. Because money is there, we are there. But it's not psychophysical nature. Somebody would like to be teacher, but he was never encouraged by parents. Why? Because there are not much so-called, recognition. Someone wants to explore the forest. He never got chance, right? Someone want to be a traveler. He was never encouraged. Someone want to be an athlete. He was never encouraged. Still, he was given the same. सबको एक सा ही खाना खिलाना, right? Chapati dal rice sabji, chapati dal rice sabji. Somebody wants to have feast, pizza, noodles. If not given, they'll be unhappy, right? So that's what materially it can be considered as per your modes. Our guru or seniors, those who are observing us, they tell us, they guide us. But when it comes about spiritual thing, what is the answer? Which actually applies for us, especially for brahmacharis, it is a lot. Because we can find that our tendency to serve is in a particular way. There is always struggle. But we should always understand that once there is a instruction of spiritual master, then it becomes a service for us, transcendental service. Then it's not on common platform, right? And if you try to just fulfill, even if you're faulty, even if you do not have qualifications, you will be successful. Arjuna, he could never win against Bhishma or Drona on his own. It was not possible only. If considered materially acclaimed accolades, skills, not at all possible. Prabhupada writes again and again, they were like Timingla fishes who could swell so many whales like Arjuna, one person, especially three, Karna, Drona and Bhishma. He could not win against. But since it was instruction of Krishna, in the 11th chapter he himself showed, what? See, whether you accept or not, they are already killed. Now it's your duty to accept the credit. So that is speciality in Krishna consciousness, right? So much scholarly Acharya, His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Maharaj, and his Guru, Gaur Kishore Das Baji, he did not know how to write and how to read. Dharmasya tattvam nihito guhayam mahajano yena gatha sapantha. But he knew the conclusion. He understood everything. So externally you can never understand this subject matter, spiritual. Why I am coming on this topic? Because throughout in his lecture on the same verse, Prabhupada spoke on this. That how he actually spoke on a very funny thing there. He started with, I would like to read that part. Give me a chance. Very important. How did he start it? I was trying to find out some lessons. So what Prabhupada told, when his disciple Pradyumna Prabhu was reading, so then Prabhupada asked, read translation. So he read translation. Okay, there is nothing. Then he asked, please read again purport. So he read first part of purport, he spoke sometime, then again he asked, read again. So then he completed because it's small purport. Then Prabhupada, what did he say? So, there is nothing special to be explained. The only important part of this verse is that don't learn Guru Mar Vidya. So the whole conclusion Prabhupada gave on this. Be submissive, hear. Don't try to be over smart. Don't try to be very special in front of your Guru or teachers. Guru Mar Vidya means Vidya from Guru, but being used for Mar. For whom? Guru only. So how do you kill Guru? There are two ways. Because he is a Brahmana and you are also learning from him. So one way of killing is being over smart. So remain foolish. And he gave example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? In front of Prakashanand Saraswati Thakur when he spoke, oh, you are so scholarly. Why are you sitting here where pots are washed? By looking at you, by your effulgence, I can understand. You are not a common person. Why? So what was the answer he gave?
My spiritual master has told me.
Guru Mor Dekhe, Murkh Janila, right? So what? He told that it is because when my spiritual master met me or I met him, he understood I am a fool. So he only told me one thing. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated whom? Keshav Bharati. Who defeated the teacher of heavenly demigods, Brahaspati, Sarbham Bhattacharya, defeated in mere few arguments. Keshav Bharati, he spoke Ganga Shatak and he just picked up one verse, found 3-4 faults, gone. Such a scholarly, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he is saying what? My Guru. And why did he spoke? Because in Mayavadis, this is a parampara. They learn everything from Guru. Matirna Bhinno, you heard? Why their mat are different? Because they want to be special. They want to say that I have learned from my teacher, but now I am special. I am better than him. So they start their own matha, either their own philosophy or something special they would like to do. So to just hammer that thing, directly he told, my Guru considered me a fool. And he told me just chant. So why this is important? This is important because it is by mercy, as I quoted verses, 2-3 verses. It is the mercy of our spiritual master and devotees by whom we are going to get perfection. Otherwise, it is totally impossible. So, in Prabhupada's words, don't learn Guru Mar Vidya. Even if you become more learned than your Guru, you should not exhibit it before your Guru. You should always remain a fool number one. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed himself as example, Guru More Murkha Dekhi Korila Sasan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not Murkha, but he was taught us that before Guru we shall always remain a Murkh. That is advancement. Not that I know more than Guru, I don't care for Guru. Now give me blessing that I can find out some better Guru. This is my other tendency. Either they find better Guru or they want to become Guru. This nonsense, if you find, don't find. If your Guru is not perfect, then why you are asking blessing to find out another Guru? Right? So this is also another thing that we should not look for new, in our terms, mentors or counselors. You should be very careful. Okay? So this is what I could share and hope it was helpful. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. If anyone has any question, they can ask or we'll close. Yes. Thank you very much.